All right, here we go. I'm going to explain how to make the draw handler for my chat app. Okay, so let's see. First step, you see that, well, let's review. What's in the player struct? It's a name, like which is a string like DocMo. It's a CO, which is what I'm currently working on. And I put, for example, type in, and a history, which is a list of strings. And I put a list of strings there. So we're going to try to make the draw handler. The first step is make this player that I've got right here. There they are. Okay? That one's a little bit big. So I'm going to actually make a simple version called simple example one, where the player's name is A, and so far they've typed B, and then in the list of words, we've got C and D. All right, so now this is a little bit simpler, and it should be easier for us to make the picture. In the draw handler, I know I'm going to need to make the picture of the words. So let's try to make the picture of the word C. That's going to be text, CC. I have to pick a font size. Does it matter? No, I'll pick it big. You make yours whatever size you want. Whoops, check failures. I'm going to comment out the check so that we don't worry about that yet. I'm only writing the draw handler. So people, excuse me for a minute, of doing this, you should be working too. All right, so now we go, I've got these two pictures, CC and DDD. This looks great. Does that look like my chat history? Looks good to you? Okay. So one of the things that I am going to discover is that the messages go in reverse order. So I'm going to make the messages go like this, DD and then CC. And the messages are going in reverse order because it's easier to add things to the front of a list than the back of a list. So when I just add a new message to this list, it's just going to be list star. The new message is going to show up in front. But I still want to draw them with the old messages at the top and the new messages on the bottom. How should we do this? Should we do it above? Does that look good? Let's take a look. It doesn't look so good. You don't have an idea how to fix it? What do you guys think? Oh, somebody way in the back. Oh, how about left?
Just left.
You could do above a line left. Or you could do something else with like the left and middle. But, okay, above a line left. That looks decent. And now it looks okay. How big should we, now we need to make a decision like how big should the background be? Well, let's try some stuff out. How about 400 by 300? Does that look like a big enough box for text message? I mean, no, maybe. I mean, I'm going to leave mine 400 by 300 just because it'll show on the screen. You can make yours bigger. That's fine. So now I need to get my screen size in here. Whoops. So you see I'm making the picture before I do anything. This is what you want to do. Well, I said 400 by 300. So now here's my step one. And then my step two is going to be overlay step one on the background, and let's see how that looks.
Overlay slash align.
Oh, yeah, overlay doesn't look so good. Looks like an eye chart. Overlay align. Left, top. Okay. Well, that looks reasonable. And we could fix it. Like there's things you can do to fix that if you want. If you don't like the little gaps on the left or the top, or you don't like the font size, that's okay. So I think this is step 2. Do you think you know how to make this much? Should I go on and add another text message? Yeah, okay. So now I've got my example 1 simple. Let's make example 2 simple, which now has a third text message, E. And then what I want to have happen here is, well, I'm going to call it step 3. I'm going to call this step 1A. I'm going to make it step 1B that has an extra text message in there. Oh, hey, wait a minute. So I know that I'm going to have 1A, and then I know that the other ingredient is this with the 4 E's. Does that make sense to you? I added a new text message, and I'm not just copying and pasting it into step 1A because I want to think about how to get from step 1A to step like 1B with the extra text message. Does that make sense? Oh, like Cedric, what do you think? Does this sound, do you get it? Or you have a, why wouldn't I just copy and paste this thing into the parentheses where it goes? Oh, good reasoning. Yeah, I'm not trying to hard code everything. I want to think about how to build it up one by one. Can you think of a way to get these to come together? So let me try that again. So can you think of a way to get step 1A to come together with this step? Hold on, let's see. Micah, you have an idea? Aha. So if I make this thing, step 1B, just be that single text. Let me get the variables. Then I could try to append them. Append, step 1A, step 1B. What do you guys think? Leo, what do you think?
Wouldn't it need to be a list?
Oh, wouldn't what need to be a list?
Like the text?
The text, Append, last argument must be a list, but received image. So I agree. We've got a problem. Append doesn't want to work for us right now. Ryan?
Or you use list out.
Think a little more about what you're trying to do. Let's say I change this to list star. What do you think, Leo? Is this better?
I still don't think it needs a list.
Still not a list. How about if we make this thing a list? Is that going to work? And do you know what it's going to do? Is that what you were hoping to see? Crud. How about if we do overlay? Step 1A and step 1B. Is that going to work? Oh, let's see. Micah, what do you think? Would you say overlay is a possibility or no? And why or why not?
Just put it directly in the middle. Step 1, it's like that 400. Put it right in the
Like that? Is that what you're thinking? So this doesn't look quite like what we want to do. Let's see. Yeah. I'm almost tempted to call on other people. Like, hey, well, we'll find out. How about above? Would above potentially work? Darius, what do you think about above? Maybe? No, people say no. No's and maybes. I mean, it doesn't look, it's not beautiful, but it's not so bad. It's like serviceable. If you did this, do the left. Okay, so how about above, align left?
Yeah, that looks better.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the kind of process you want to be going through. Like making a picture and making it look good. So you're till you get to something you're happy with. I'm going to call this step 1C. Oh, I did above align left, step 1A and step 1B. And then we can always overlay it on the background. Should I do that? Here, I'll just overlay step 1C on the background. Whoops. Reload. Step 2. Okay. That looks not so bad, huh? So this is the process of making the setup for the draw handler. So what I'm thinking right now is that I'm going to make a draw handler helper, like draw messages. It's going to take in a list of messages, a list of string, and put out an image. And so the first thing I'm thinking is for my check expect, I'm just going to start with the background and check expect, draw messages. I'm expecting to get in the list with the C's and the D's, you know, like this. And out is going to come, well, I guess this part right here. Does that look okay to you? Should I do any more of these? Okay, now I want you to wave if you think you can take this information and go and write the draw handler. Okay, and I want you to wave if you want me to do some more on this. Okay. James, can you give me a suggestion as to what the next thing that I should explain about this process is? Or, yeah. Or some kind of statement. Just say something about it. Lost? Well, if I told you I wasn't going to help you with this, what would you go and do? That sounds good. Sounds perfectly legitimate. Should I write a check expect for the draw handler? Okay. So I've got my person up here. Simple example 1P. So that'll be the thing that I'm going to check expect. You see it has the right messages. Draw handler. Draw handler takes in a player and puts out an image. And I'm just going to make you put out a background. And I'm putting in the player that I already know is right. And then I guess what's going to come out is, I feel like it's basically the thing from step 2. So my answer from step 2, except for only the first 2 messages are going to show up. Like that. So we could double check, but I think this thing that's going to come out is exactly what we saw there. CCDD. So this looks reasonable. All right, is that helpful? All right, so now we've got two things to write, draw messages and draw handler. If you want, I will keep going, but otherwise, your biggest goal is write the draw messages. If you're not sure about draw messages, what you should do is make one more check expect, try to build like what happens in the recursion. All right, we'll be back if people have more questions.